So yeah, you guys want to talk tools a little bit?
Hell yeah, we want to talk tools.
So I heard when you came back from Nika or somewhere along that timeline, Josh, you got a new M12 tool. What was that M12 tool that you got?
So I am admittedly a terrible home mechanic, auto mechanic. Okay. So I love tinkering with my vehicles, right? And I watch a lot of YouTube videos where all these guys are using the M12 3/8 ratchet.
Right.
And I got to get one of those. They look really cool. But I couldn't find anything else in the M12 lineup that I would use in my daily work as an electrician. And when it comes to, with those batteries, if you don't have your batteries charged up, if you use them once a month, it's like, So I wanted to be able to find a tool that I would use daily or every other day, so I would have charged batteries that were working, so that when I went to work on the Jeep, I had the ratchet ready to go. Right. Because it's like, otherwise, it's like those Black & Deckers that sit on the shelves in a homeowner's basement. They use it once every 12 years, Yeah. So when we went to Nika, we found the Romex stapler, M12 Romex stapler. I really like that. And there was a couple other things.
Yeah, there were a couple other things.
That was the one I really saw that I liked.
And we've had a couple people reach out on the same topic as far as like just sending messages to say, the M12, one guy said, and I'm drawing a blank in the name, but he mentioned that he uses more M12 than he does the M18, like as far as like for just residential service work. Even his little impact is an M12. What's your experience?
Yeah, I'm going that way too. As I remember when I started my apprenticeship, and it was all Makita. My dad bought me a Makita kit, and all the carpenters were rocking Makita, and it was great, And then my boss showed up with that little Makita 12 volt, their first generation. I was like, man, that is cool for trimming out and finishing and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, man, that'd be great. And then the technology just kind of idled for a bit, it seemed, on the 12 volt platform. And then in recent years, especially with Milwaukee, they just flooded the market with all these things. So, and being an electrician, a residential electrician, our demand isn't crazy. So I kind of went nuts. I got the ratcheting cutter, that stripper, the M12 cable stripper. The circ saw, my impact, like you name it, basically, that little radio. Like I'm kind of going that way. And even more exciting now that they've released the new battery, right? The new battery with the higher cells, like the 2160.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it's like a 2.5 amp hour for the little compact size, and then the bigger ones, it's a 5 amp hour. But it's a higher output. It gives more juice, and it runs cooler, it runs faster, all those things they claim. So that, for that circ saw especially, that little circ saw fits in my pack out good. I can just cram more tools in one box when you're using M12. And, it bogs a bit on some lumber. If it's wet, my blade probably could be changed. But I feel like this new battery might give it a bit of boost. So I've kind of heard that online anyways. It seems like this. So it ain't going anywhere. And I feel like for us electricians, it's so compact and small. I could clip that little M12 Surge impact on my belt, and it's not weighing down my belt. It's not clunky. So it drives 3-inch screws no problem. Now I'm not building decks or anything, but it's great for what we need.
Okay. I was so hesitant to commit. I bought it. I got it from Home Depot down here, and they've got a great return policy, so it's still sitting in the box in case I decided to take it back. I was really hesitant to really commit to it.
Is that the ratchet or what?
Yeah. But I bought the way I went into Home Depot, and they had someone in there selling stuff. So it was like you buy the starter kit, which is a charger, and I think I got one of the bigger batteries for it, one of the higher amp hour ones, and then you have to pick a free tool.
Oh,
and so I was like, I said, all right. Yeah, she's like, well, there's a list of what the tools are, and I said to myself in that moment, if that 3/8 ratchet is on that list, I'll get it. And she's like, it doesn't look like it is, but I'll give it to you. I was close enough.
Sweet.
So I mean, I'm excited to try it out. I've been one of those people. We have the Makita drywall saw. I saw you using that. Dude,
that thing is the only one on the market. Like, no one else jumped on that.
I know. I'm historically a DeWalt guy, just because I've never had much of a problem with their products. But it's like, they don't make that thing, and Milwaukee doesn't make that thing, and I don't know if they're waiting for the patent to run out or what, but it's like,
and, you know what?
Amazing.
I was so weird when I bought that Makita drywall cutter. You know, I just assumed, oh yeah, I just go to the store and buy another blade when I ram it into some drywall screws or metal. But, you know, it was really hard to get. You had to order it online, blah, blah, blah. And the guy who sold it to me said you could put like a box opener knife in there or like an X-Acto blade in there as well. I'm still on this original blade for probably pushing 3 years now. And the good trick that I use, and I've seen it on social media as well, is you just take one of those little magnetic stud finders, you know, you draw out your square, your perfectly plumb square, and then you just take that magnetic drywall. C.H. Hansen makes a lovely one, and, you know, a little something like this, right? It just, like, sticks onto the metal. So that way I'm not running into drywall screws. And I pop all the drywall screws, and then what a clean cut, the little vacuum, I hook up my pack-out vacuum to it, and away you go. And it's quiet, too, you know. You're not taking the multi-tool out. I used to run a circ saw ripping drywall dust, and my boss would come in, and he's like, whoa, there'd be a cloud. He's like, what you smoking?
Yeah, I run the grinder.
And it's like, it's the only way to get a straight line, because we all know the jab saw. You'd be going down, and it's a little rough, or, you know, the Sawzall. God, I'd take a Sawzall, bouncing off the drywall, and you're like, man, something's got to give. And when that thing came out, I remember I was doing a kitchen renovation, like a commercial restaurant up in Tofino, and I had 30 feet, 40-foot strips of drywall to take down, double 5/8 kind of thing, and man, I was running the multi-tool and just S-ing my way down. I was like, I just got by it, and the restaurant owner said, hey, listen, if you buy that, you know, he's like, I'll give you extra money for it, like whatever it does to cut a straighter line. And so I bought it, and it was just no regrets. You know, one of those tools just to this day is amazing with the dust collection, too. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's amazing.